Welcome back. You're still watching Closing Trades right here on ET. Now get you a quick update on what recommendations Sandeep Bagley has for our viewers in the last half an hour. Sandeep, come to you. Good afternoon. It's a good afternoon for the market. What do you have for our viewers?
Yes, Tanvir, good afternoon. A buy in BF Utilities, stop loss 424, target 438. Once that is taken out, it can go to even 445. A buy in Soba Developers, stop loss 357, target 380. And a buy in Tata Motors DVR, stop loss 128, target 137.
Nothing on the banks or the bank nifty, Sandeep?
I think it is a little too late getting in at this point in time, though I see an upside of 100-150 points.
Lastly, what's the call on Jet Airways?
Some more upside, Neeraj. I would talk of a target of somewhere around 410, but comfortable level to buy is around 370 to 365.
Okay. Sandeep, thanks a lot for taking the time out and joining us on that leg. Come back to you. I'm actually going back to the micro before we come back to the macro, purely by virtue of what's happened today on the aviation stocks. It's not a very large space, but you know, the last 2 weeks or the last week and a half, it's been the talking point by virtue of one, the numbers that Jet and SpiceJet came out with last week. Lots of upgrades that have come in. People are talking about better yields, better prices, so on and so forth. It's a very small sector, I know, and we'll come back to the macro. But what's the call really on how aviation has done the quarter and whether or not that momentum can continue, if you have a view on that?
I think, I've been bullish on aviation for some time. I think especially post Kingfisher sort of debacle, because I think you see structurally the reasonably large amount of supply has gone out of the industry. From Air India, from Kingfisher, and I think this has created a significant demand-supply gap. And according to me, in this scenario, it will give a lot of room to the players to improve both utilization as well as the realization, and which augurs very well. And also, I think there has been some move by the government to sort of ease pressure on or make things easy for the aviation sector. So I think all those things will augur well for the sector. It will help sector to deleverage. It will help sector to improve the cash flows, and obviously the Jet Airways being the largest player with only $500 million kind of market cap, I think it's sort of his best place in the sector according to me.
All right, just an update. The EPFO has given its approval to the Reliance and Nippon deal, likely to close in 2 weeks. The stock, of course, is up 3%. Reliance Industries is a big talking point, Vikas. Do you think tables are turning there and we can see a renewed bout of leadership coming in from the giant?
So did you ask about Reliance Industries?
That's right.
Yeah, I think, Reliance Industries has been one of the biggest underperformers of the recent, last 1.5 years or maybe a little more. And if you see, I think the stock has come to recently to a very, very reasonable valuation. If you just look at the replacement cost of the, only the refinery as well as the petrochemical business, that matches the current enterprise value of the sort of whole company, which leaves out the entire exploration business and other businesses which Reliance has for the further upside. And I think to sort of display the confidence, probably management has done one of the biggest buyback in the history. So we think, Reliance from here on offers reasonably good sort of upside. And as I think slowly the petchem margins and refinery margin, our outlook on that has been sort of positive. We think Reliance, over next 12 to 18 months can deliver or outperform the index.
Okay, just a couple of updates again on Reliance Capital, mind you. This was needed as per the contract with the EPFO that the fund managers will not take any corporate action, including M&A, without the private approval of the trust, and that's why this was due to come today. Maybe a reason why the stock can run up, but yes, it gets in 1,450 crores for the company, largest FDI in any Indian AMC till date. So that's Reliance Capital for you, 3.5% higher in the session. A couple of others which have actually not done too well, just an update. One of them is an RB Infra which has just fallen off the cliff, so 9% off in today's session. That's not looking too good. I don't know if this has got to do anything with the case that has been on against one of the management entities, but it's a sharp knock that has come out on RB Infra in the session. I even just looking at the wires, there isn't no news that has come out till now, but there has been a deep knock that has come into RB Infra in the last few minutes of trade. So that is looking weak. I'm just trying to dig out if any details have come out on the wires for IRB. Okay, if I'm not wrong, we'll actually wait for more news to come in, but I think this is probably, rumor mills are agog with the news that there probably could be some kind of a warrant that might have been issued, but we'll of course wait before we speak about it. But at least the grapevine saying that maybe that is one reason why the stock is also doing this, but that is one thing that has happened. We'll wait for more details before we confirm about this on IRB Infra. The other stock, of course, that has gone down is Stanchart IDR, which I believe is locked on a 20% down circuit after, of course, it would probably not be allowed to continue operations in light of having that transactions with the country of Iran. So 20% off for Stanchart IDR in today's session. Because a broad pocket of strength has been IT, and not just the stronger hands, but the weaker hands as well have done really well in today's trade. What's the broad call really? Do you believe that this can continue, one, by virtue of the fact that some of the stocks are trading at fairly low valuations, and two, that is probably an indirect play on how the global situation is shaping up? So one, the view there, and in lieu of how the situation may be panning up across the globe over the next 6 months.
I think IT has been, if you ask me, one of the defensive play, while I think the volume growth has been sort of slowing down, and there has been not a very optimistic outlook by the companies on the volume growth. I think the currency depreciation has given a lot of sort of comfort to the investors, and in that light, I think, and also it's a call, if the global environment starts improving, you will see improvement in the outlook there as well. So, we've had sort of equal weight to sort of overweightish kind of stance in the IT sector, given this, combination of defensive nature, and I think our view on the weak currency continuing. So I think combination of both, I think will make sure that I think IT stocks sort of do well. I think there are obviously specific stock specific view we will have on the sector, but overall by and large we are sort of comfortable with remaining invested in the sector in otherwise poor outlook for the market.
Okay, we'll of course get in more clarifications on the stock of the moment right now, IRB. We'll just get some news bits going on that front as well. Because, last time that you were there on the forum, I understand we have to let you go, but last time that you were there on the forum, you gave, on our anniversary week, you gave a bit of a gift to our viewers in terms of the call that you gave for the year on Z. It worked very well. I know you're probably not at the liberty to give out specific stocks, but do you think that there are opportunities right now in the market as well, despite your view on the market, which is probably a bit sketchy? Do you think there are opportunities existing in the market, if not specific stocks, then maybe sectors that you think could do well over the next 6 to 12 months? Because Z has performed splendidly, by the way.
I think, in the sector right now, in the market, there are a lot of stocks which are, I think largely in the mid-market space, where with a trading around book value with reasonably large ROEs between 18 to 19% kind of ROE range and good decent dividend yield, so reasonable valuation, good kind of return profile and good balance sheet. We find a lot of mid-cap ideas are available right now, where the key balance sheet is supported by this sort of lot of manufacturing led assets. And I think those stocks can do well in this kind of inflationary environment, and also in the environment where new capacities are difficult to come by. So I would probably like to focus on those stocks and segments in the mid-market space, and I think truly that they can give 20 to 30% kind of return annualized over the next couple of years, given the kind of capacity constrained environment we have right now.
Vikas Khemani, it's always a pleasure having you. Thanks so much for taking this quick time out and joining us and giving us your view. Look forward, of course, to have you more often on the show. That's, of course, Vikas Khemani of Edelweiss with his view. The market has maybe just corrected a little bit, but okay, news coming in thick and fast. Aurobindo Pharma, that's a really disastrous set of numbers. The estimates were these were adjusted estimates taking into account the forex loss that the company was likely to show. And we'll talk more about the details as well, but they've posted a loss of 129 crores versus our estimates of a PAT of 81 crores. So this is a really poor set of numbers given in by Aurobindo Pharma. Not great going at all. Forex loss at 208. If I'm not wrong, and I heard Darshan speaking about this in the morning, this is probably a bit more than what we were estimating, but certainly in no means makes you, or no accounts for the fact that they've posted a loss of over 120 crores, 129 crores versus expectation of 81. So something else has seriously gone wrong for Aurobindo Pharma to post the kind of numbers that they have posted. Not the best of news. Mind you, incidentally, also need to pull up the stock price of IRB Infra because we put out the clarifications on the channel. They have denied rumors of any non-bailable warrant being given against any of the company officials, and the stock recovers quite smartly, and naturally so, because it tanked on the rumors of there being a non-bailable warrant. So nothing of that sort. IRB recovers. Not the best of numbers. In fact, a disastrous set of numbers by Aurobindo Pharma. And it's not just the forex loss which is high. There's something else to it for the number to be so bad. 129 crores is what they have posted a loss versus estimates of 81 crores. I don't know what the top line figure is really. We'll get that going as well. But suffice to say, it's not the best of numbers, and the stock duly so tanking 2.5% off for Aurobindo Pharma.
IRB Infra, however, has recovered, as Neeraj pointed out. That one is now down about, I think, 4.5%. So very smart recovery, more than 0.5% done on the stock in the session. So for 118, categorically denying the rumors that are there about non-bailable warrants being issued against the company's officials.